Hi, OMG! I haven't been ever really able to film from this angle because I wasn't able to set my phone or anything. I'm watching Couple of Goofs. They're my favorite content creators ever. I love them so much. If you don't know who they are, just search up Couple of Goofs. Couple, but with an A instead of an E at the end, and then Goofs. Incredible. Oh my god, that's my closet. We had the doors removed when I was really young because my brother got his removed, and then me and my sister were like, what if there's monsters living in our closet? So we got ours removed. And actually, I have a very cool closet, so it's nice. Don't look at how messy it is. Anyways, hi. So I know probably nobody's watching this, which is fine. I just do this for fun. But, you know, when I'm famous and people are rewatching my old videos, this is for you, babe. Hopefully I didn't let fame get to me. I didn't sell out. I didn't do a Balesa ad. That's a joke. If I do a Balesa ad, that's my business. That's not yours. I have nothing against future me and her. I can't say I have nothing against sex toys, so it's okay. But anyways, so I, if you're watching in chronological order of my all-nighters, I used to do a series on my old channel because, yes, all successful YouTubers had an old channel that they quit either because of, I don't know, they weren't getting views or they just decided to quit. I decided to quit because creepy men on the internet kept commenting on my underage breast, and that was enough for me. I'm really hoping history doesn't repeat itself. If you are a creepy man watching this, I don't like you. If you are like a 40-year-old man and you're cis and hetero, that's all I have to say. My silence speaks volumes. Anyways, I used to have an old channel and I used to just pull all-nighters. They were definitely more chaotic. I would just talk for like an hour, post a video, do something else, talk for an hour, post a video. I'm trying to make these more entertaining. I did just post a vlog if you want to go watch that. That was really fun. I don't script my videos. I am pretty good at talking off the noggin. I think I can still remain entertaining. I do know if I want this channel to be successful, I have to put more time into editing. I'm just not willing to do that yet. So when it happens, it happens. If I don't get any subscribers because my editing's terrible, that's okay. I have 2 subscribers so far, so if you are one of my subscribers watching this, thank you. I love you. In a non-parasocial way. Well, also in a parasocial way. We have to keep boundaries. But I wanted to talk, I wanted to come in here and talk about the importance of balance for a couple things. There are 3. I have a personal YouTube account that I've had forever, which is my old, the one I used to publicly post on. I have like over, I'd say like 3,000 videos. I post almost daily on there just for myself. I used to post publicly and I still have all those videos. I've just privated them. But it's a video diary, basically. I recommend a lot of people, if you want a video diary, just post on YouTube. Just keep it post privately. I don't recommend sharing all your information on YouTube. I've been there. It wasn't good. But posting privately on YouTube is fine. However, if you do go a little off the rails, they will take down your video and then send you a message that they're concerned for you. So just keep that in mind, that people do usually watch your videos to check if they're appropriate for YouTube. So if you're finding the random stranger watching your mental breakdown and talking about your sex life, then that's okay. So that's when I talk about all my personal stuff. I am determined to not overshare on this YouTube channel. That's a big boundary with myself. I really don't want to become too personal. But I still believe you can talk about things without giving too many details away. You know, you can still have connection without giving yourself away. So, I've, on my personal channel, been talking about 3 topics specifically, and they all kind of go hand in hand. The first one being commitment to hobbies, and how hobbies, how basically everything, to keep it short and simple, everything takes time, whether it's collecting physical media that I've been really into. I've been collecting since 2023, but I've like I just created a space. If you saw in the last video, I created a little place for my physical media. I set it all up. That, I never thought I was going to have this. I'm extremely privileged. I'm extremely lucky. But, catering, I'm sorry, I'm at a loss for words. Collecting and curating media takes time. Skills and hobbies take time. And I feel like there's a balance, which, you know, is kind of my buzzword of, I don't know. My buzzword for February was fulfillment. My buzzword for January is genuinely. Genuinely is one of my favorite words. I am autistic, and sometimes it's really hard for me to show that I really mean what I'm saying, so I love the word genuinely. I never use that word sarcastically. I think it's a crime to use that word sarcastically. But I think for March, balance will be my word. But, it's the balance between having hobbies that are just silly and for fun, and, like, also, like, silly art, and, like, not all art has to have, like, this deep meaning behind it. Like, joy is an act of rebellion, you know, with our political climate, the balance of being joyful, but also being an activist, and, all of that, and how some hobbies you do for fun, but you also do to be good at, and you have to put an effort, and you have to do them when you don't want to do them, and you have to, so I'm between that, balancing that, and I'm also between balancing, rest and relaxation, which kind of goes hand in hand with the, previous one about, you know, hobbies for fun, hobbies for skill, where what's too much rest, what's, did I say rest and relaxation? I meant rest and working. Relaxation and working. What's too much relaxation, what's overworking yourself, and then the third one that I'm trying to find balance between is grief and distraction. This is the one I kind of want to talk about in this video, but if you want me to talk, I probably will do other videos talking about the previous two. They're extremely important to me. But also, back to the first one, is sticking with a hobby and choosing to do it every single day, even if you aren't in the mood to, because that's what it means to build a skill, and that's what it means to work for something you love, and choosing to do it every day, and choosing to get up and exist every day is exhausting, but also such a privilege, and we're also lucky to have it, but also I get it if you're tired, especially with our political climate. If it's not obvious, I'm a raging leftist and feminist, so if you don't like that, if you voted for Trump, if you're pro-life, you know, get out of here. But, the one of the things I've been really struggling with, I really struggled with this month was, grief and distraction, and how too much of both can be unhealthy, but too little of both can also be unhealthy. To not get into too much detail, because again, not trying to get too personal, maybe one day I'll share this story. My goal, I will be honest with my full intentions, I want to become famous one day. I want to become a famous author, and I also want to write for TV shows, screenwrite. So don't think I'm coming into this as like a humble girl from Arizona who like just wants to share her voice. No, I will become famous one day. That's the goal. But I can't believe I'm sharing that on the internet. That's so embarrassing. No, it's not. It's not embarrassing to have goals. It's not embarrassing to have goals. Stop letting TikTok think. Stop getting the ick over everything. That gives me the ick. But, I plan to share the story of what happened to me. I know it sounds, I hate to be like a middle schooler and be like, the situation. It's just I'm not willing to get into it, but to keep it very brief, I had a very traumatic period, over the summer. Not period of time, but like menstrual cycle. And it's, I don't think people realize how traumatic menstrual cycles can be. I've always had very bad menstrual cycles. One of my first periods lasted 5 weeks. So to keep it very brief, it was very, very rough time for me. And I, because of my autism, usually don't feel the emotions I'm supposed to be feeling until much later on. So I kind of got my first wave of grief over that, and it was awful. It sucked. I am of the belief the what's the word? It's like, I know what it means. I'm forgetting the word. How do I describe it? The unfortunate, like, the necessary evil. A necessary evil is that you have to experience bad emotions at times, just because if you feel good emotions all the time, it won't feel good anymore. I know that's stupid. I know it sucks. I don't think it's fair, but it's true. And that doesn't mean I think you should be, like, traumatized every few months to keep things interesting. But, like, sometimes you have to do something crappy so you can do something fun. I also believe, like, self-care isn't always, like, doing a face mask and watching a comfort show. Self-care is doing the dishes so you don't have to do them later. You know? That's my opinion. But, I'm sorry, I forgot what I was saying. This happens a lot in my personal video diaries. I just forget what I'm saying. I have ADHD as well as autism, and I'm just gonna lay it all out. I can't be medicated because I'm bipolar. And if you're like, Alexis, I thought you aren't gonna overshare. I don't think it's oversharing to say the mental illnesses I have. Those are just a part of my life. You're gonna figure out I have them if you watch my content. But, maybe one day I'll share. I definitely forgot what I was saying, so I'm just going even further back. Maybe one day I'll share about my traumatic period from hell, but for now, I'm just gonna keep it brief. Did I say what? This is so embarrassing. The reason I can't take ADHD meds is because I'm bipolar, and the ADHD meds will make me manic. Okay. Sorry. I realized I didn't explain that. Oopsie. But for now, I hate to be a middle schooler and be like, this situation. But, because of my autism, I don't really experience emotions for a while later. Oh, some unnecessary evils. Yes, we always get back on track. I'm so sorry. I was like, this whole time I was talking, and I was like, God, I'm so good at this. Like, look at me. Like, I'm so eloquent with my words. I sound so smart. And then I, like, forgot what I was saying 3 times in a row, and I was like, awesome, cool. And I'm not gonna edit this video, so you just get that. This is true, honest, vulnerable me. I think YouTube could do with more unedited videos, pot roast mom style. I just think sometimes you need to yap to the void. But I do think a necessary evil is doing something you don't like to do something you do like. So sometimes you have to feel bad emotions, and it really doesn't make it any easier to know you have to feel them. It's just, the only thing that makes it easier is to know that they're one day gonna stop, and they did stop. But I was experiencing a really rough patch, early February. It was just, I was just really struggling. I actually, I used to be a lot worse. So I'm bipolar 1, which means I experience more mania than I do depression. So I haven't really experienced a depressive episode, since, like, November, which is a while. For some people, that's, like, amazing. For me, that's not unheard of, but it was nice. I also wasn't really experiencing any mania, just because I'm on lithium, so I don't experience really the highs and lows anymore. But I think sometimes, especially people with bipolar 1, forget they still experience depression, and it's, even if you're medicated, sometimes you're just depressed. So I had a bit of a depressive episode for, like, the first 2 weeks of February, and it sucked, and it really got me thinking, you know, what is the balance between allowing myself to feel these emotions, because I do think one of the worst things you can do for yourself is to not let yourself feel emotions, especially if you have free time. Again, if you don't know, I don't know why you would know, but if you don't know, I just graduated high school. I graduated late, like one semester late, and I don't walk till July, and I don't start college till fall. and I don't have a job right now. I'm hoping to get one. I'm also going to start volunteering at the library, but it's going to take a couple months to start. So, I have plans, but right now I'm kind of stuck in a weird limbo. So it's all just kind of confusing. But I do think I'm very privileged right now in the way where I'm allowed to figure my shit out. And it's, the way I'm describing it is like kind of like a prolonged summer. One, because I live in Arizona and it is 90 degrees in February, so I'm calling it summer. Summer's my favorite season. People think I'm insane when I say that because I live in Arizona. I live in the devil's asshole. But unfortunately, yeah. Yeah. But don't take a shot every time I say you will get alcohol poisoning and die. And that will be unfortunate. I don't want to be involved in your death, so don't do that. But is like my favorite conversation. Like, but okay. I need to focus. I was about to say again. Okay. I was really trying to find balance between grief and distraction because I am so privileged right now to just allow myself to grieve. But it does get to a point where, like, waking up every day and being sad is miserable. I'm of the belief that experiencing sadness is a privilege to some extent. Experiencing like brief moments of sadness is a privilege, and being able to shut it off when you want. And those first like few days of sadness are therapeutic and nice. You cry, you let yourself bed rot, you watch comfort movies, you go back to like basics. But picking yourself up out of that is miserable. So the advice that I've gotten from all my elders is to do one thing at a time. I have lots of hobbies, lots of interests. I'm a writer, I dance, I have lots of stuff going on. I read. But my problem is I'm trying to do them all at once, and that's not going well. So the advice I got from my elders, my father, is to pick one and stick to it. So mine is reading. I've read 13 books so far in 2026, and it's been really fun. I haven't read a single physical book yet, so I plan to start soon. But I realized, I didn't really know what needed to change. So when you don't know what needs to change, honestly, just start throwing shit at the wall. Whenever sticks. And my thing was social media. I cut off social media. That's what this kind of my whole YouTube channel has been about. Was just me cutting out social media. I am not of the belief that social media is like solely evil. I think social media can be very good for like activism, and community. I don't think you should get all your political news from TikTok. That's my opinion, and I think it's a correct one. I know opinions can't be correct, but opinions can be wrong. So, and I don't think that's an incorrect one. Don't get all your political views off of TikTok. Please form an opinion yourself with your own brain. Thank you. But I don't know. I'm not of the belief that social media is evil. I think it can be evil. I think a lot of bad things have happened because of social media. And I also, for a long time, when people cut off social media, I looked at them as pretentious assholes because they act like pretentious assholes, and they act like cutting off social media it makes them morally superior to you in any way. That's not true, but it's a little true. So I never really wanted to cut off social media because I curate a very specific type of social media. I don't consume content that stresses me out. Obviously, sometimes you're gonna have to watch stressful content. But again, I try not to get my political news from social media. I try to read articles instead. That's like my main source of political news. I'm right now researching abortion because I'm a feminist, and I had a traumatic period and it felt like my reproductive rights were being taken from me, so I'm controlling what I can and I'm researching Roe v. Wade. I'm also plan to start researching more of Palestine and ICE raids, which is very, very important in our current political climate. If you're gonna try to fight with me about politics in the comments, I'm gonna block you forever, and you will never be able to see Tomato Basil Girl again. So just remember that before you type out that comment. Just remember that. Just remember that. But, oh, yeah, social media, I don't think it's evil. I like social media, and I keep it very curated. I keep it cozy. I do craft and book videos. However, people on social media are stupid and dumb, and it's always the loudest that is the most annoying, and it pisses me off, and I just couldn't handle it anymore, so I got off of it. I got a really dark period right after my period from hell, where I was just consuming true crime, which I believe is ethically wrong. I don't agree with true crime. And I was also just consuming a bunch of political, it was right around this assassination of Charlie Kirk, which was just a terrible time to be on the internet, because nobody would, I swear to God, so many black and brown people have died, and nobody has talked even a minuscule amount about it as much as they talked about Charlie Kirk dying. It was terrible. It was a terrible time to be alive. Just know, if you were on the political side of social media when Charlie Kirk got assassinated, it was terrible. It was terrible. So I learned my lesson, and I no longer consume media that makes me feel miserable. I'm not big into consuming media that makes me feel miserable. I'm not judging. Actually, if you consume social media that makes you miserable, I am judging you. But if you like consume horror, that's your prerogative. I don't. Some people really like that. I hate horror. I watched the movie Hereditary, and I don't think I'll ever be the same after that. I don't. I don't think I'll ever financially recover from that. I think about that movie every day. I I talk about it with everyone I know. You don't know me unless you've seen Hereditary, but also please don't talk about Hereditary near me, because I will get scared. It's like 12 a.m. and I'm scared now. I'm like, what if she's coming for me? What if the demon from Hereditary is coming for me? What if the woman is like gonna crawl on my ceiling? Like, that's horrifying. I'm scared. So yeah, just know I'm terrified of that movie. And my old YouTube channel, when men used to make gross comments about my body, I would comment, "The demon from Hereditary is coming after you." And nobody found it funny, but I think it's funny. I do. So, point is, I got really into reading this year. I, like most people, read in middle school, stopped reading in high school, got back into it when I had free time. And a lot of people on social media, I see they become full-time influencers, and then they're like, whoa, I have all this free time, I guess I'll pick up a book. And I'm kind of like experiencing an influencer's life, except I have no money and nobody knows who I am. So it's like all the bad parts of being an influencer, but it's lit as fuck. Okay? I'm having a great time. So, but I knew the books weren't going to be enough. After cutting off social media, I knew I needed more substance. So, if you don't know, I collect DVDs, and I like movies. My favorite types of movies are movie franchises. My favorite types of movies are animated movies. I really don't know why I like so much kid media, because I don't like kids. I don't ever plan to have kids. I definitely think some people take their hatred for children way too far. You are entitled to a a child-free life, not a child-free existence. You're gonna have kids around you at certain parts. I'm not gonna be mean to kids, obviously, but like if I like had the choice, I would never be around anybody younger than 19, which is my age. I don't want to be. I don't even want to be around a 17-year-old. I don't like you. No offense to you, sure you're lovely, but here's the thing, and I know I'm insufferable too, but no 16-year-old, no 19-year-old, no 21-year-old is a good person, and I don't want to hang around them. You might be like, I'm 21 and I'm a great person. You're 21. That's all I have to say. Hold on, I'm gonna shut my door. The more you realize you know nothing and you're low-key like a bad person and you should be working to fix that, but also when you're so young, there's not much you can do, is the more you get better. Jenna Marbles taught me that. She taught me the more you grow up, the more you realize you know nothing. And I love Jenna Marbles. I still rewatch her videos all the time. Like once a year. I watch all her videos. I love her. I do love her. Anyways, I realized that the books weren't going to be enough and I needed to be able to watch something. So my rules for putting social media is just short form content. I will be honest, I've broken my rules a couple times and I've watched some YouTube shorts. I'm not a perfect person. I don't know what you want from me. I've mainly been watching a couple of goofs. I actually, because I'm on a new YouTube account, my Tomato Basil Girl, I've been able to, like, really just got, like, choose what I want, like, forced to pick what I want. So I haven't really discovered anyone new, but I've discovered some people I seen previously but never really got into, and I've been enjoying that. I would tell you them, I forgot their names. Maybe I'll do, like, probably Sundays when I'm gonna do, like, my full, like, recap. So I'll give names then, but the main thing I've been watching is a couple of goofs, which is incredible. I love them. And I also watch a lot of Dinky Jabo. I know that's not how you pronounce it, I know that. Jesse, I'm so sorry. Jesse, I'm so sorry, but please forgive me. So, moving on. I knew I needed to watch something, and I've been collecting DVDs, but I wanted something a step up from movies, and also movies, I definitely, because I've been on social media since I was in kindergarten, is when I first discovered YouTube. My sister came home from school one day and told me about Dan2DM, and I never looked back. So my attention span is fried. So, movies are a little much for me, which I know sounds so stupid, and it is stupid, but it's honest. And also, I've just never been a huge movie person. I actually had a huge fear of the movie theaters as a kid, and I would, like, get panic attacks every time I'd go to one, and I still don't enjoy going to one. They freak me out. They freak me out so much. So, I do prefer movie theaters at home, but I think I'm going to start watching more movies because not only do I have to cover up a sticker because it's inappropriate, I have an amazing portable DVD player. I love this thing. I also have a regular DVD player. Oh, is my dog going to come in? Kobe! Come here, baby. Let me shut the door again. Come here, baby. I missed you. Oh, your breath smells like broccoli. Did you eat broccoli? Are you allowed to eat broccoli? I didn't feed you any broccoli. Okay, let me go shut the door. Whoa. Come film this video with me. This is my co-host, Colbert. Colbert, come here. I don't know if he's been formally introduced on the channel yet. I don't know if you've seen him. No, you did. In my vlog I posted, I showed him. I'm gonna give you so much attention. I'm just talking to you, Colby, but I'm facing the camera, but I'm talking to you. Let me give you kisses. Good boy. Okay, back to what I was saying. So I've been looking for a TV show to watch strictly. Oh, sorry, I didn't finish what I was saying. I have a regular DVD player and I also have a PlayStation for Blu-ray. I've had these things forever. I didn't just go out except the portable DVD player. I got that recently. I got that for my birthday, which is in December. But portable, no, regular DVD player I've had since I was a little child, and so PlayStation. It's the PlayStation 4. Had it since I was a baby. I don't know how old it is. That's probably inaccurate, but so I my goal with this media station I've set up is to watch more of my media on the regular DVD player, but I wanted to commit to a TV series. So I was looking at ones at the library, because my library is really good DVD section, but I wasn't really like finding anything. I was debating Jane the Virgin, but they never have season 1. I loved Jane the Virgin growing up. I was debating Jane the Virgin, but they don't have season 1 right now, and I'm like, okay, I've had a library card for years now, but I lost the physical card for like a year and a half, and I just had the number memorized, so I just recently got a new one. So I guess I can go place a hold if I want to. But I you know, I've also been learning the lesson of like used what you already have, which is how I made this DVD slash media center. Is I took a shelf that was like this and I made it like this, and now it's all set up and I love it so much, and I did it all myself and I'm very proud of myself. Hold on one second. But I was like, what do I already have? Because I don't think I have any other TV shows except the one I'm watching. I have a couple seasons of The Office. I'm not a big Office girl, but I got those because I just did. I think this is the only. No, I have Avatar. I have Avatar: The Last Airbender, which I am totally down to rewatch. But I've seen the first two. I've at least seen the first season. My favorite episodes ever of Avatar are the finale of season 1. I love I love those episodes. I actually might rewatch them soon. But I was like, what do I already have? And I have the entire 2012 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. And this is just a long-winded story to say 2012 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles saved my life. Listen, I don't know how I'm going to feel about the end of this series. I've heard mixed things on the end of the series. I know season 5, which is kind of like, a lot of people don't consider it canon. I don't think it's actually, I think it's more like they don't want it to be canon, so they don't consider it canon, but Nickelodeon, I also don't think likes it, so they're like, it's not canon. I think the creators consider it canon, but, I don't think I'm gonna like season 5 that much. I've seen how they look when they're the end of the series. I don't like it. I want my cute little turtles back. But I'm gonna watch it anyways. However, I do think season 1 through season 4 I'm gonna love, and season 5 will just be fun bonus stuff. I really want to at least watch all the way through, but I've loved season 1 so far. I grew up on 2012. I actually watched a bunch of different Turtles growing up, but 2012 was like the one that was coming out as I was growing up. I never finished it though. I still haven't finished. I rewatched up until season 4 when I was really depressed. I was 16. I was super depressed, and literally all I would do all day is illegally watch the Ninja Turtles, which is kind of iconic of me. But I would watch some of the old 80s ones. I'd also, this is my favorite, okay. I've watched all of 2018. I want to rewatch it though. I have a little bit of it on DVD, but not much. I want to get the whole series. This is my favorite Ninja Turtle movie, tied with the 2018 movie. The 2018 movie is incredible, but this is my favorite. You're like, oh, you should watch it. Let's see how scratch that is. Yeah. So I actually thrifted another version. I literally just told this story in my previous video, but it haunts me. It's the most traumatic thing that's ever happened to me. I thrifted this exact DVD because this is the one from my childhood, but I thrifted it and I opened it and it was Jungle Book 2. Not even Jungle Book. Jungle Book 2. And yeah, but I love this movie, so I'm definitely gonna have to get it on DVD. But I've been loving season 1 of 2012. My favorite episode so far is the episode where Karai is introduced. That's how you say her name? Shredder's daughter. She's actually Splinters. Which makes her and Leo siblings, which just sucks, because they would have been so cute together. But I don't ship them anymore, because that's incest. Yeah. Yeah, I know it's silly, and I'm being dramatic by saying it saved my life. But having something, I try to watch my goal every day is to watch 2 episodes a day. My limit is 5 episodes, so I don't get like overwhelmed, I guess. I don't know. Is that the correct term? So I don't get like burnt out. Because I don't want to watch like a bunch and then get super burnt out and then not watch anymore. So my limit is 5 episodes, but my goal is 2. And I also just want to cherish this, especially season 1. I think season 1 is going to be my favorite. I think I'm going to rewatch season 1 all the time because it's just so incredible. But I really, really am enjoying it. And it's just nice to have something to look forward to. I really like that I'm using physical media. It makes me really happy. I literally just building this whole physical media thing and just doing it brought me so much joy. Being somebody who lives with bipolar 1, it's hard. You second guess yourself a lot if you're experiencing genuine joy or if you're just experiencing mania. And I know what I'm experiencing now is genuine joy because I definitely feel a little, but that's because I've had a Voltage Mountain Dew, Polar Pop, and a Lonnie energy drink, so I definitely am like a little, but this just made me so happy, and being able to watch a show I've loved the Ninja Turtles. I don't think you understand. I loved the Ninja Turtles growing up. I definitely was like more of a tomboy. I definitely had that phase where I was like, pink is stupid, as there's a pink bow in my hair. Pink is stupid. I don't like Barbie. But that was more like as I got older. For a long time, and if you don't know, I'm gender fluid. I use she, their pronouns. For a long time, it's just I liked what I liked and gender did not matter. And I'm very grateful that I have a dad. I was raised by this this might seem like trauma dumping to some people. This is just my life. I don't think it's trauma dumping to say I was a single parent. I was raised by a single dad, which definitely was very isolating growing up because how many girls do you know were raised by single dads? I'm not saying it's never happened before, but it's not common, and it's definitely a weird experience, especially because my dad is like a sports dad. So but my dad let me be into whatever I wanted to be into, and he bought me so many Ninja Turtle toys. He bought me so many, and I wish I still had them. I genuinely want them back so bad. And I've been scouring the internet for Ninja Turtle merch. There's no good merch. But I've been looking. So if you find any good Ninja Turtle merch, let me know. But it's just to have it. I've had this DVD set since 2023. I got it for Christmas, and I just never watched it for some reason because I definitely went through the phase of collecting physical media where I just buy it to buy it and I never watch it. I do think, like, my one suggestion, if you are going to start collecting physical media, make sure you're actually gonna watch it. So like, don't buy movies you've never seen before. Obviously, like, as you collect more and you watch more, then like that rule can be bent a little bit. But also, like, make it that, like, if you want to watch physical media, but your DVD player is in your living room. Make your living room, like, get your living room super cozy, get some snacks, like, make it, that's why I honestly, I don't know, it's hard because I don't ever want to, no, something I want to make very clear on this channel is, you know, if I say you should buy something, that doesn't mean you need to buy something. That doesn't mean you need to go out of your way and get something, but I do recommend for people who want to collect physical media having both a regular DVD player and a portable DVD player. However, you don't have to start with both. If you think you're going to get more use out of a portable DVD player, I personally think if I had to pick between the both, I would pick a portable DVD player. Like, I know. That's not even a question. I know I would pick I'm just rambling. I love this. This is so much fun. I've become so much more comfortable on this channel. I know I've only been at it for like a week, but when I first started, I was so uncomfortable, and I finally feel like I've gotten back into my groove, and it's so nice. I love it. But I recommend, like, what do you think you're gonna do if you're more like a sit down watch the movie person? And I do recommend, if you had to pick, I would recommend the how many times am I gonna say I would recommend, but I would recommend the portable DVD player because you can be mobile with it. But it really just depends on your preference and stuff. If you like want to have a nice setup and stuff, I would also, I don't know, I really just want to talk about physical media. It takes a long time to get a good, solid collection. And just, you know, I would say it's worth it to, let's say you have $50 and you could get, hold on, let me do some math. Yeah, okay. You could get 10 $5 DVDs. And some of them you really like. There's like 3 or 4 that like you really like, but there's like 6 you don't really care for. Or you could spend 25 on like a TV show and then like a couple movies, and you really want those. Go for like, if you had to spend a little more to, like, obviously we live in a terrible political climate and like money is very thin, but like I recommend spending like what you like really want to, like, start your collection with stuff you are obsessed with, and then you can slowly branch out. Like, if you have a very curated collection, I don't even think like there's some movies, I don't know, I definitely could like do better, but so it is really fun though, collecting physical media. This just got off tangents, but I've had lots of fun. I feel like I had a theme and I didn't really stick to it, but you know what? That's the rule of thumb. I'm gonna wrap this up soon because nobody's gonna watch this, so I should wrap it up. But the point is, if you are feeling depressed, I suggest, I'm not an expert, you know, obviously if you're feeling like you're gonna harm yourself, please reach out for help. Rely on your community, see a psychiatrist, see a therapist. I cannot help you with that. But I would say if you're feeling like a normal amount of, a bearable amount of depression, no amount of depression is normal, really, but like a bearable amount of depression where it's just like your days are kind of miserable, I would suggest giving yourself something simple and a goal to hold on to. So for me, it's 2012 Ninja Turtles, and for you, it could be Gilmore's Girls, or crocheting, or reading a book. But, you know, just have yourself something to look forward to. It's always important to have something to look forward to. Yeah. That's the long-winded way of saying that. And also, please go watch at least season 1 of 2012 TMT. And who's your favorite turtle? I'm a Leo girl. I love Leo. I love him so much. I think he's so autistic. Maybe the problem with me is because I'm autistic. Every single character is autistic to me. And also, every single character I write is autistic. And I didn't realize they were autistic until I realized I was autistic. And I was like, these are these characters are just blatantly autistic, and I love autistic people. We're so special. But please go collect physical media, watch a comfort show, and do something hard that will pay off in the future. If you're depressed, watch 2012 Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles and you won't be depressed anymore. Just saying. Okay, love you, bye.